Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So continuing with the moon theme today, this is the Deviant Moon Tarot, the original tarot deck, and this reading is going to be around James Corden. Now, James Corden had a very bad experience in a restaurant, and he was called out as a bully, as someone who treats people in a very bad way. And after that, more stories came out about him. This is not helping his image, and apparently he's not that popular in the US. Now, his show with Harry on the bus was very well accepted. There were a lot of clicks on it, as far as I understand, from Neil Sean. And apparently, James Corden expected Harry to come out on his defense because they were friends. But how does Harry really feel about James Corden? So I'm going to pick up a few cards and see the energies between James Corden and Harry, because Harry could actually be waiting for the fire to subside and to just wait for things to cool down, and he means to have an interview with James Corden for the book. And others suggest that he's not going to have this interview with James Corden because of all of the backlash. And I mean, Harry doesn't need connection to more bullies. He already has his wife. So I'm going to look into Harry's real feelings towards James. Does he like him? Does he hate him? How does he really feel about James Corden? So before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So I'm going to pick a few cards, and then the underlying energy, and maybe the middle card as well. So let's start from this side. And this is the first card, and the first card is the Fool. So the Fool card is a card that speaks about freedom, about savoring the freedom, about being able to take risks without obligations, but also as someone who is reckless, someone who is hasty, and someone who starts things but doesn't know how to end them. And this is a card of someone who is agitated, could be very much a card of someone who is getting angry very easily, like James Corden. But this is also a card of change and the need of change. It's a card of false feelings, and it's a card of frustrations and of burning bridges. So altogether, I would say that Harry first sees James Corden as the Fool, someone who takes risks without thinking about them, someone who is reckless, someone who gets angry very easily, and someone who burns bridges behind him, just like Harry. So they could be even a kindred spirit in a way. So let's see what the next card says. And the next card is the Wheel of Fortune, another major arcana. And the Wheel of Fortune speaks about change, another card of change. And this card is speaking about taking destiny in your own hands, change that starts from the insides and goes all the way to the outside. But look at this card. In this card, there's a devil on top of this, on top of this, the Wheel of Fortune, and it looks like there's a woman that is keeping the wheel spinning. And this looks like someone with a crown even. So this card shows a situation in which a woman is controlling whatever Harry is doing. So he's like sitting here and listening, looking at this woman admiringly, and she's the one who is spinning the Wheel of Fortune. This card shows the need for change, and this is something that Harry really needs, and the devil is lurking there. So whatever Harry is doing, it's because Meghan is the one who controls what he says, controls how he feels, and controls the way that he will act. And in her mind right now, James Corden is a no-no, so that's why also Harry is looking at it like this. And the next card is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So let me show you how the Six of Pentacles looks. And here we see a person that has the pentacles on his back, and he is giving this woman a pentacle. This card is about giving and receiving. This card is about getting back what you give. If you're giving, then you deserve something in return. If you're not giving, then you don't. And when it's in the reverse, it shows disappointment. It shows a person that is feeling undeserving, a person that is relying on luck, and very much goes with the Wheel of Fortune, which also speaks about relying on luck. So if the Six of Pentacles was in the upright, I would say that Harry is still willing to give James Corden a second chance, but it's in the reverse, and in the reverse there are no second chances here. Okay, the underlying message is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is a card of overload, too much to carry. And this is the way Harry feels right now. He is collapsing with the overload of things that he needs to deal with. The fact that he and his wife are being called liars. If you saw what I posted, a very good video by Meghan Kelly, sorry, in which she slams Meghan and calls her for what she is, a fraud. So this, and then his friendship with James Corden, and the fact that other people are starting to turn their back towards them, the fact that Netflix is threatening to cut them out. So all of these things are a lot on his back, and this is a card that shows a tendency for self-destruction, a person that needs to prove something to himself, but is taking too much upon himself. So he is really feeling the weight of those Ten of Wands. And the middle card here is, let's see, Judgment in reverse. So we can look at Judgment as a card that speaks about judging someone, but and the fact that it does seem like Harry is judging James Corden and not in a good way. But this is another card of change, and this is a very profound change. This is a very difficult process that takes time. It's a painful process, but it's in a reverse. And because it's in the reverse, it shows that Harry feels that difficulty to persist. He feels empty. He is not satisfied. He's afraid afraid of change, is impatient, and he's letting others lead him, just like we saw here. So he's letting his wife tell him what to do. He is letting people tell him what to do. He's not his own person, and he is passive. So no matter what he really thinks about James Corden, his wife is the one who calls the shots. She's the one who tells him how to feel about James Corden. Okay, the oracle deck is the Moonology oracle, and let's just spread it as much as I can, and then take a card. Sorry for those beeps, that's the dishwasher that ended. Okay, so let's take this card. And this card is balance spiritually and practically. This is the full moon in Pisces. So let's see what the card is saying. Okay, it's funny because what the card is saying is, have you been so head in doubt that you've lost touch with reality? The answer is yes. If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. So this card is actually telling Harry that he is living in this fantasy world, that he is full of doubts, and he is detached from reality, and he needs to reconnect with reality and start thinking about his own goals and about the things that he really wants and not the things that his wife wants. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video, write me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.